Evening, everyone. Hello. Welcome to Monday night's live stamping. We are the 2nd of October and it's a very, very dark and windy and wet evening here in the UK. For those of you who've not joined me before, my name is Stacey Marsh and I'm a demonstrator in the southeast part of England in the county of Kent. A very happy hello to you if you are new. I like to go live once or twice a week and I'm trying to be more consistent with my Monday night. Monday nights are quite easy for us and it's quite nice to start the week with you all. So as you're joined, do hop on and say hello, let me know where you're from and I hope you've had a good day. Let me know how your day has been. Tonight is, I shared a card earlier on today that I'm going to talk you through a technique this evening, so I do hope you find it inspires your creativity. Oh, my cup of tea is just arriving. It's become a weekly ritual. Thank you very much, husband.
You're very welcome. Sorry.
Thank you. It's okay. Never disappointed with a cup of tea. I need this evening. So a very happy hello to everyone. I've covered that bit and we are the 2nd of October, so there's lots of new exciting things happening in October here with Stampin' Up. There are lots of new promotions. We have an incredible joining offer that has started today. To celebrate Stampin' Up's 35th anniversary, we are having a really special starter kit promotion. So you have two options. You can save 35%, bringing the price of your starter kit down, or you can add 35% onto your starter kit. So some really fabulous options. If you wanted any more information, do check out my website, staceymarsh.co.uk, or reach out to me. I'm happy to talk you through how the starter kit works, what it means to sign up, and all the lovely benefits that you get when you become a demonstrator. There is no obligation to demonstrate. You don't have to sell, you don't have to run classes, you don't have to do anything other than to sign up with that kit. So it really is an amazing deal. From the moment you join, you will get 20% off future orders, and for a period of time, a minimum of, I think it's 5 months at the moment, which is really good. And you can also be part of the wider Stampin' Up demonstrator community, which is a lovely place to be. I'm celebrating my 10th anniversary in October, so do watch out later on in the month for a little bit of exciting promotion that I'll be running. And that's October, I think. All my classes have gone live today, so do check out my blog or drop me an email and I'll add you to my newsletter. So that's enough waffle for me tonight. I'm going to switch over to my desk and we will do a little bit of crafting this evening. Okay, here we go. So let me just make sure that is focused. It is focused, I think. It is, yes. Do let me know if you have problems viewing my desk. So today I shared this card design, and it is a card that I have made for a blog hop. I'm part of a design team. It's called the Colour Fusers blog hop. And basically what we do once a month is we share a project that we've made with a set of colours. And it's a really great way to just look at your crafting a little bit differently. So today's colours that we shared were Cajun Craze, Wild Wheat and Pecan Pie. I'm really loving these earthy tones at the moment. So this colour combination really spoke to me. I've actually paired it with vanilla rather than white, which I think just makes the cards a little bit softer, especially when you're using these earthy tones. And I have used the inked and tiled stamp set for my decoration, and the sentiment comes from something else. It's on my blog. Have a look. But the most exciting thing about this card is this little stripe across the background. It's not card. I've used an ink pad. I love this technique. It's a really great way to bring different tone to your card, different bit of texture, and every card is different. Basically, I'm going to talk you through tonight how I've created that background, and I'm going to show you some little top tips on how to get the best out of your ink pads to create these backgrounds. So let's make a little start. I've also picked up from my desk something that's a little bit old but a little bit well loved, the Playing in the Rain stamps. It's not Christmas themed. I know everyone is on Christmas at the moment, but I didn't fancy Christmas tonight. I fancied a little bit of Playing in the Rain, and it's tipping it down out there, so that might be where the inspiration came from. I have a couple of different colours on my desk. I've chosen some brights. I've gone with some white, some Azure Afternoon. The ink pad looks like this. And I've gone with some Parakeet Party. So a little bit drizzly outside, but I'm not going to let that drizzle stop me. Let's pop some bits to one side. And let's cut some card, shall we? Remove my cup of tea before I tip it all over the place. So let's start with a little bit of white. Let's create our backgrounds with the white, shall we? So I'm going to cut me a couple of layers. I'm going to start with 9.5 centimetres by 13.9 centimetres. The reason I've gone with that measurement is it's just a whole centimetre smaller than my card front that I will eventually cut. I'm going to create these backgrounds first. So I've got Azure Afternoon, which was here, and I've got Parakeet Party. So let's start with the blue, shall we? So Azure Afternoon, to create this sort of pattern, I'm basically going to use my ink pad to swipe on my card. Okay, now depending how juicy your ink pad is and depending how firm you press down, depends on the pattern that you produce. So if I push down firm, I'm going to get a real block of colour. If I do it quite lightly like this, I'm going to get a real sort of textured image. So let's just show you what I mean. So there's two ways that you can do this. You can hold your card in place, or you can use a little bit of washi tape to hold it down. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape because I find you get a better result if the card stays put. So I'm going to swipe this way. So I'm going to secure my card on the horizontal edges. Okay, so I'm going to start with this. You're going to pull it towards you. Oh, it's still moved. That's always a good sign. So I'm just going to pull it towards me. So that there gives me something really, really light. Okay, which is fine. We can use that. Now I'm going to do it again. I'm going to push down a little bit firmer. Okay. Let's put it down in two places. The reason I am using sort of de-sticking the washi tape is so that it doesn't tear my card. Okay. So that's fine. That should be in place now, she says. So now holding it down, just drag your ink pad across. So look at that. I absolutely love that. I think that's really, really nice. I'm really pleased with those two. So there are my blues. And then I'm going to do a little bit of work with the green. Okay. So let's do this again. So 9.5 centimetres by 13.9. Do let me know in the comments if this is a technique that you use in your crafting or if you've never seen it before. It's always nice to get a little bit of feedback. Now on this one, I'm going to swipe it the other way. So I'm going to put my washi tape here and here. So the washi tape comes off really nicely when you've just taken out some of the stick. Okay. here we have Parakeet Party. Okay, and I'm going to swipe like so. That is a really bright, really bright background. I love that. So let's just take my washi tape off. That's that one. And then let's put this one on as well. So let's just add that there and there. Evening to people that are just joining. Thanks so much for popping on. Lots of people adding hellos in the comments. Hi Shaz, hi Sophie, hi Mum, hi Carol and hi Sandra. I hope you've all had a good start to the week. We are just making some backgrounds for our cards. Okay, so this one I'm going to be a bit quicker. That hasn't really come out because the ink pad's so light, so let's just do it again. Oops, that moved. Let's turn it over. A piece of card has two sides, doesn't it? So let's turn that over. My washi tape is now getting a little bit dry, I think. Let's do it again. Okay. So let's turn it around the other way. That's a bit better. So there I've got a little bit of detail down this bottom. So take my washi tape off. And that's basically it for creating your backgrounds. You can, I'll show you what it does to your ink pads though. So it will bring out the ink with most of the ink, if you're, depending which way you are swiping it. So I've swiped it that way. It will use the ink in the top of your ink pad. So whichever way you swipe it, it will use the ink. So just take yourself a spoon and just spread your ink back down. Spoons work really well with your ink pads because it's a nice flat rounded surface. So you can just spread your ink back out across your ink pad and that will just even up where the ink is. Okay, there we go. There's your ink pad all back to its original condition. So now let's make some cards, shall we? Let's turn these pieces into cards. Okay, so let's just take a piece of white and stamp some images. Let's just grab this. I'm using the Playing in the Rain stamp set. I absolutely love this stamp set. It's one of my favourites. I've used it a lot. Because it's tipping down with rain outside, I thought I would have a little play this evening. I'm just going to stamp a couple of these images. There are 3 characters in this stamp set, so I think we'll end up making 3 cards, which is fine and dandy. There we go. Stamping with Memento because I want to use Stampin' Right markers. No, not Stampin' Right markers. Stamping blends to stamp my images. Okay. So let's give these a little bit of colour. And so I've got some Parakeet Party. I've got some Azure Afternoon. And I think I'm going to add in a little bit of Crumb Cake. Is always a good shout, isn't it? Let's colour some bits in first and see where it takes us. So here on Mr. Fox, I am going to colour his little rain jacket in. And I'm taking some inspiration from the Zoo Crew stamp set where the animals are left without colour, but you colour in their sort of outfits. Yeah. Oh, I've started with the dark, that's fine. Let's use a little bit of Granny Apple Green as well. I quite like mixing couple of different colours when I colour. I've recently started doing that, and I think it just makes a bit of difference. Okay, so let's just give this a little bit of a nice colour. And then up here for his umbrella. So I think as well I fancied a bit of colouring because it's been a busy day. It's been a lovely day, but it has been very busy here. And let's colour this in blue as well. And then here, so I've matched I've matched Parakeet Party with Granny Apple Green to just darken it a bit. And that works quite nice. So with Azure Afternoon, I think I'd probably use a little bit of Misty Moonlight. So let's see what I've got. Oh, what is this? This is Boho Blue. No, not Boho Blue. Let's use a little bit of Misty Moonlight, shall we? Or maybe even Blueberry Bushel. Let's have a look, see what works best. Blueberry Bushel. Yeah, that works nicely. Does anyone else turn their paper when they colour, or is it just me? Okay, so there's my little Mr. Fox. I'm going to colour in the tortoise's shell. So let's go in with some light green there, and on his tummy. So I've been quite delicate with that. I don't want to go in too harsh. And then here I've got Granny Apple Green to just fill in the blank space. Because this is like his clothes, isn't it? This is what keeps him. Evening, Chris. Thanks for joining us tonight. You're all very quiet this evening. Let's go in with a bit of that's it, nicely. Now, after this evening, I may be quiet for a little while as I prepare for my craft retreat in the next weekend. It's all coming together very nicely. So I think I've got 31 ladies coming to spend the weekend with me next weekend in Maidstone, which is very exciting. Some are coming for 2 days, some are coming just for 1 day, And then I have some people joining online. I'm really excited. I'm a bit nervous. I know I did one earlier on this year, but I'm always nervous when I do classes. That's it. And then the puddle. What colour should we do the puddle? Let's do the puddle smoky slate. Love this mix of colours. Thank you, Shaz. That's really nice. Really looking forward to the retreat. I am too, Chris. It's all coming together very nicely, I hope. No, it's coming together really well. Okay, so I've just added in a bit of smoky slate to the puddle. And I'm just going to colour the little bunny's nose in. And there's not a lot of colour there. Choose this colour. Lovely. Okay, so I've used me some colours. I'm now just going to fussy cut all that out. So this is where you might want to go and make yourself a cup of tea. Oh no, we've got dies for these, haven't we? We do have dies. They're here. Oh, I'm so pleased. You don't want to sit and watch me fussy cut, do you? 1, 2, 3. Lovely jubbly. And so just line that up. Add to myself a little bit of washi tape to secure it. Oh, let's cut it up first, actually. It's not going to fit through my cut and emboss machine like that. Okay, let's line up the die. I always like to use a little bit of washi tape to secure it. That way it shouldn't move when you run it through. Well, this one doesn't cut the puddle out, which is annoying. I might have to cut that one out on its own because I want the puddle. Okay, let's just run this through. Here we go. Let's cut these. Oh, I love them. So cute. And now let's cut out the little bunny. It's not too complicated to cut out, which is quite nice. Just need to remember not to cut the ears or his hands off. I cut so many of these animals out earlier on in this year, a bit like the zoo crew characters. I cut so many of those out as well this year. go around. So I've just seen before I came live as well, we've got some new online exclusive products that are coming to pre-order for demonstrators at the end of this week. They look very nice indeed. And what's really exciting is if you join Stampin' Up in October, you can pre-order from those products as well, I believe. I just need to double check what I'm saying is right. Okay, so there we have 3 super cute little animals that we're going to use on our cards. Okay, so I've got that one, I've got that one, and I've got that one. He looks quite nice on the blue, on the green. What do you think? Now let me find a little die. A little die. Those dies are important, aren't they? Trying to find a little background die that I can use. I've got all my projects from the retreat behind me, so I don't really want to disturb any of that because it's all super organised, even if I say so myself. This one will work. This one, this one, this one. So this is the countryside corners die, and I want to use this one on here. I'm just going to move that up a little bit. Let's just cut one of these out. Okay, this looks nice. So here I have this little banner, and that looks quite sweet on there actually. So I can do something like that. This one, he's going to go just on there. Now in the stamp set, I've got some clouds, I've got some flowers, and I've got a little umbrella. Maybe he needs an umbrella and some clouds. Let's stamp a couple of those. Although I might swap the bunny to the blue one. So now let's colour this in. Let's just colour it in. I want to give it the sort of similar style to the characters where there's a bit of white showing. Back to my dies. It's quite sweet playing with little scenery style images. I love this with Stampin' Up's stamp sets. When they do something cute like this, they give you loads of add-on bits. Okay, let's pop out the little clouds. And the little clouds just make it, I think. Right, so let's put Mr. Bunny over here. We've got some clouds up here. Maybe he needs a little bridge just a little bridge that he's going to be going over with his puddle. So what colour do you think we should cut that? Let's cut that from a crumb cake. If in doubt, crumb cake is always the answer. I had someone message me over the weekend and say, I'm thinking of joining, but I'm not quite sure what colours to order. And I always recommend crumb cake because it just goes with absolutely everything. Okay. So let's put our little bridge on. Just about there. I'm tempted to put the bunny this side. Yeah, let's put bunny that side. Now I only have black Stampin' Dimensionals left on my desk. I'm waiting for an order. I feel like I'm always waiting for an order at the moment. Little bunny. And let's have some clouds in the sky. What do you think? Like so. So that is my first little one started. And then I'm going to use this one on there because we've got the two colours. And then on here we can use a couple of little colours. So let's get a little bit of ribbon, shall we? I feel like this one needs a little bit of ribbon. So here I have gold. Gold does look quite nice. What else have I got? I've got a little bit of this one. That's quite sweet. I have this. This will bring the crumb cake in. So this is one of the combination ribbon sets from the mini catalogue. And this is a really nice neutral coloured ribbon with a little bit of white stitching on it. And let's just twirl this over and cut it. Yeah, that's quite sweet. That will work. That will work. Let's have a little bit of double-sided tape. Across there. And there is, I'm going to cut that actually. Perfect. Okay, let's put that on with a couple of little dimensionals to raise it ever so slightly. And then I've got a little tortoise. I'm going to stick that down. Little tortoise with his flower. Okay, so that is number 2. Oh, I forgot the bunny's umbrella. And then this one here, I think I might just leave it nice and plain. So we've got sort of 3 very different looking cards. let's cut some card bases. And actually, I think I'm going to cut them from, if I've got enough, crumb cake. Again, this is one of those colours that I'm always running out of. So I'm going to cut them all the same. So I'm going to put it in horizontal, line it up at 14.9 and score, turn and cut at 10.5. That gives me 2 card bases from that piece of card, and I'll do the same for this one here. Turn 10.5 and cut. Okay, so let's have a little look at this now. See, they look quite nice. I'm going to put a little border of colour underneath them, just to lift it slightly. I'm going to do, so it's 9.5. I'm going to add 3 millimetres on 9. 1, 2, 3. So 9.8 by 14.2. Really nice. I love those colours together. Crumb cake, Azure afternoon, and parakeet party. Who'd have thought they would be a little match made in crafty heaven? Okay, so that's number 1. This one here can also have a little bit of blue. $14.2, wasn't it? This is actually turning into quite a sweet little set of note cards. And then on this one I want a little bit of green, so this is 9.8. Have to keep repeating the measurement or I will forget it, by 14.12. Anyone else do that? I'm going to do his umbrella green to bring in the green on this one. This one here is predominantly blue, so let's add a little bit of green to the umbrella. Nearly forgot to tune in. I'll have to watch and catch up. No worry, Maria. Thanks so much for popping on. Okay. So we're just having a lovely little play with some colour this evening. And I'm not doing anything that is Christmas related. So his little umbrella is here. Let's stamp this. I'm going to stamp this onto this little bit of scrap. And in this little pack of dies should be an umbrella. There is. Now here there's a little bit of grass. And here is a little bit of, it's like a little tree stump. So when you don't have crumb cake card, what you do is you take a piece of your plain white card and you colour, and then you pop your die on and you cut that out. So let's do that as well while we're here. Although I do have crumb cake card because we cut the bridge out of that, didn't we? Silly old bear. Let's have a little bit of this. I think it was the green, wasn't it? Okay, let's cut my grass and my tree stump. Blue and green should never be seen. Oh yeah, my mum used to say that to me. Right, here we go. I think blue and green should never be seen unless there's a colour in between. Was that the same? So we've sorted it out with the crumb cake. Okay, so I've got a little bit of grass and a little bit of tree stump. So here's my little bit of tree stump. And I can put this now down here. You've come over to YouTube, so you can zoom in. That's good. Okay, now here I've got a little bit of grass, and this just adds a little bit more detail. So I'm really liking how these scenes are building now. There's the other one. Let's put that on here as well. No, I think that just needs one actually. One looks good, doesn't it? Let's just do one. And then I forgot to cut the umbrella. Here it is. You're all very patient this evening. I'm very impressed. Here we go. Here's his little umbrella. Do I put his little umbrella over here, do you think? Like he's running towards the umbrella? I think so. I'm just going to trim this a little bit because the die did move. I don't think I'd lined it up very well. So we'll just trim around that a little bit, make that little white border a little bit smaller. Better. Let's put that over there. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, and we now need some sentiments, don't we? So I'm going to grab something a little bit bigger, I think, if I can find it. So this one here, I've got Sending Sunshine and Rainbows, which actually would fit on there. I've got Oh Happy Day. That looks nice on there. What else have we got? And this one here. Sweet. That looks quite nice. And do I have the word friend? But I want a straight friend. Aha, here's this one. I'm using all the stamp sets as well. So we want, let's do a little bit of heat embossing, shall we? Let's pop this on a block. Let's pop this on a block. This might need to be on a long block. And then let's have some black card. Heat embossing is my absolute favourite thing. So let's have a little play with this, shall we? Let's use the embossing buddy. That looks good. Always give your card a little bit of a tap, and it just gets rid of any excess embossing powder. Never get bored of heat embossing, me neither. And I've used all the colours for my retreat, I think. I think this is going to make all the colours really, really pop because we've used really bright colours. I think it's going to do really well. Let's do sweet next. It's upside down. Now I've just got a little bit of residue inside. I'm just going to take that off. It's getting better. You need a really, really fine this is what that looks like when it's heated. It might be a bit mucky. Let's see. Hi, Susanna. Thanks for joining us tonight. Do you know what? I think once that's cut out, that will be fine. And then I want Friend in here. Love this stamp set. This is one of my most used stamp sets. Let's add Friend down here. And then I'm going to fussy cut these in a minute. And then in here there is a thanks. Although here we could just use Sending Sunshine, couldn't we? Let's do that. Feels good to use this many products. Don't feel like I've done this in a long time. Sending Sunshine. Don't want the and rainbows. So, pop my little lid back on. I found these little pots in B&M the other week and they're just perfect. I need to set all of that really on. It's just going to smudge. I'm going to end up with embossing powder everywhere. Okay, now here comes the fun part. I'll have Oh Happy Day on there. We're going to have Sweet Friend on that one. I'm going to cut them out a bit better. And then on this one, we're going to have Sending Sunshine rather than Sending Sunshine and Rainbow. So I'm just altering this sentiment to fit my card. I think it might have stopped raining here. It definitely feels a bit quieter than it did sort of half an hour ago. Been going for nearly an hour as well. Where has the evening gone? Got made a little boo-boo there. That's better. Sending. This is the fun bit when you have to go round into something else. Down the bottom, just gonna snip that bit off. I love fussy cutting, but why did I choose to do something this intricate live? I'm not sure. Okay, here we go. That's one word done. I'm going to try and leave it attached. Whether or not it will work though, I don't know. Evening, Stacey. I'm watching it on my big TV. Oh no, not long now. It's all coming together. Things are starting to arrive. So it's all looking very positive. Sad you won't be able to join us, Caroline, but hopefully next year. Oops, I'm just going to snip that bit off. If in doubt, snip it off. Absolutely hate fussy cutting, so bought a scanner cut. Good idea. I know quite a few demonstrators that have got those. It just makes life a bit easier. Now, I am not very technology minded, so I think my husband would have a bit of a panic if I bought something like that, because you guarantee I would break it. I can't even work my printer without issues. Drives him bonkers. I'll be glad when this is done. I think this is the most intricate one. Oh no, there's another one. We're nearly there, we're nearly there. Ta-da, done it. Sending Sunshine. That's the one we want, isn't it? I don't like these black bits in the middle. I wonder if I can cut that out. Where's mine? If you were my take your pick tool knife, there you are. I knew you'd be in there somewhere. Let's have my take your pick tool. Come out, there you are. So this is the take your pick tool, and it has different attachments. So I'm just attaching the craft knife to it. So let's get myself a little mat. I'm going to use one of my really old Stampin' Pierce mats, and I just want to cut out. These are really sharp, these knives. Just want to cut out that the middle of the G tail. It's a really technical term, that. Better, much better. Okay, let's do the D. Actually goes around corners quite nicely as well. The trick is to just do it as slowly as you possibly can. Just go really careful when you're holding one of these knives because they are so sharp. And if I cut myself, I will pass out. So let's do there. This is all for one card. I must be mad. Or I just want to put off my admin, which I will do when I finish. Not bad, not bad. Stampin' mat, I think, is the best aid when you're doing something like this, because it gives you something to kind of push against. There we go. Done. Much better. So now I've got to stick this down. So let's take a little bit of glue. Lots of little dots. And I'm going to put that about there. And once it's stuck, if you've got any fluffy edges, you can just sort of tidy them up. Sending Sunshine like that. Now, Oh Happy Day, I feel like I might just trim that down a bit. Let's just have a little look at how this fits. So we know that edge, and that edge. See the way I've cut it. No, I'm going to need to cut that out because of the way I cut it, but I'm going to cut it out with quite a big border and not be so detailed, so that it shouldn't matter too much about the centres, because there's quite a lot of centres on this one, and some of them I think are even a little bit too intricate for me, but we'll see. Better. Yeah, look at that. I like that. That's good. So let's stick that one down. And then here we've got Sweet Friend. So Friend can be trimmed into a little strip. And then Sweet, I'm going to do something not as intricate again. I quite like that look. It's quite satisfying to cut that word out, actually. Sweet Friend. Love it, love it, love it. Now I've got one more thing I'm going to add to the card with flowers. Where are my dimensionals? Here they are. What do we think? Love that. That card has really, really made my day. So I've got those here. I'm just going to finish this one off with something I used earlier today. This here, just got a little flower stamp. Honestly, if you could see the mess, you would despair. I want a little bit of white card. This will do. I'm going to do some Poppy Parade. They look lovely. Carol's put. Thank you, Carol. I'm just going to have 2, maybe 3 little flowers. I'm going to do 2. Actually, I'm going to do a couple of halves, because these are just going to be layered on this card. Just fussy cut around these quickly. Now look, just to layer under my card to just bring in that red from that little daisy he's holding. Stick these down. Sentiment really finishes it lovely. Thank you, Sophie. Where's my third one? There it is. Do let me know if you have a favourite of what I have made tonight. I know which one mine is. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to finish it off with a couple of little gems, which is always a nice little addition. I'm going to see what I've got in my... Some of these are retired, and you know what, that's okay. There's some green and some blue in there. These are the Tinsel Gems 4-pack, and in here there's blue and there's green and there's yellow, but the yellow ones look really greeny. So let's have a couple of these. So I can use the yellow ones on this one, because if I put them on the green area, they look yellow. Okay, so that is one. This one here. Use some yellowy ones again. I always tend to put things on in 3s or 5s. That one. And then this one, let's use some blue ones, shall we? Oh, just managed to pull that one off the thing. Let's then I'll pull it that way. And there we go. That is all my cards all made. So we started with, let me just have a look clear down. We started with this card as our inspiration. This is a card I shared on my blog earlier, and I created some little backgrounds, and these are the finished cards. Now I think my favourite is this one. I really like the little scene that we've created there. So I've used lots of products tonight. I will put them all on the video details probably tomorrow now. I may get a chance this evening. But I have used so much. I've used Kindest Expressions. I've used Best Family Ever. I've used Praying in the Rain. I've used the Countryside Corner dies. I've used blends. I've used lots of things. So I do hope you enjoyed a little bit of crafty time with me this evening. We've been going for over an hour, 1 hour and 10 minutes to be precise. So the longest one I've done in a little while, but it has been really, really enjoyable. So thank you for sticking with me. As always, anything that I've used in tonight's video can be purchased from my online store. You can find that at staceymarsh.co.uk. Don't forget, we have an incredible joining offer this month where you can get 35% extra on your starter kit or save 35% off the regular price. So do get in touch if you want some more information on that. And that's it from me tonight. I will be live again this time next week. So do join me next Monday. And I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon. Have a great week and take care, everyone. Bye for now.